Hello and welcome. Today wanted to have a quick informal chat. So imagine fire sort of place type chat with winner of the international trick dog competition, Alamelu and Monty. So just um, wanted to ask a couple of questions, and we might do it, and then we'll see where we go. So.
Okay. Hi, Olga. Thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here, and I never expected that I would be here talking to you as the winner of this competition. So, a lot of gratitude for that. I'm Alamelu, and you probably know me as Monty's handler. Monty is sitting right behind me. He'll make up a guest appearance soon. So I live in a town just south of San Francisco in California, and I I I'm an engineer by training. I have a
Engineer,
PhD,
wow.
right? So I'm not really a conventional dog trainer. I did not grow up with animals. I always liked them. I was always fascinated. So I dog training was never something that was on my mind.
Hmm.
Um, but after school, I ended up with my first dog Murphy, and then I got Monty, and we've just been trying to learn more about each other, and it started with like a regular puppy class where we go to learn manners and stuff,
Hmm.
and then we just started having fun along the way. Right now, I've actually gone away from tech, and I volunteer at a local dog training club
Oh,
where I
wow. So you're taking it properly seriously.
yeah. So I've been volunteering. I started out, by just being a member and helping with a website, things that were more up
Hmm.
my alley. And then I really started getting interested in teaching people, and I started teaching some basic classes. And I love precision sports. I love watching, handlers and dogs just seamlessly forget about the world around them and do something together. So that's always, attracted me.
Hmm.
And I have not competed in any precision sport, but I want to compete in a precision sport like, like
What would be your sort of ideal sport? What do you think that kind of actually relates to you? Because I mean, different sports, different dog sports have different kind of personality in them. So, and some sport fits with the dog and the handler. So it's kind of finding that sort of the right one. Which one do you think is the?
Okay, so if you had asked me this question a couple of months back, my answer would have probably been competitive obedience. Because
Hmm.
I really like, I mean, yes, they're simple skills, but there is such precision and such fluency in the good teams. And, they are not natural tasks for the dogs, but they do it and they seem to be having fun. So that was
Yeah.
something that really, attracted me. And then I started discovering, oh, there are a lot more fun and light-hearted things like rally
Hmm.
uh, and then I discovered Rally Free, which is a sport in the US.
Okay.
Basically, a combination of rally
Mhm.
and foundations of musical freestyle. So you have
Oh,
a little
cool.
more, fun moves, and the dog works on both sides. It's a little more open.
Hmm.
Um, and then I saw some craft performances and musical freestyle, and it's completely taken over my imagination. So, I think the sport I really want to be able to compete in someday um, would be like musical freestyle with dogs. I love heel work to music. Heel work is so beautiful when it's done well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so things like that. I think I'm not sure yet, and it's a partnership, right? So my dog has
Yes.
to and say that that's the sport he wants to do as well.
So
Um,
totally.
yeah, I also really enjoy sports where the dog is taking the initiative. Monty
Hmm.
has a really good nose, so I'm not trained in scent work, but I want to get started. He has some really good skills.
Hmm.
Uh, Very good at. We've tried a little bit of man trailing, which is like the sport
Okay,
version.
yeah. Yeah, mantrailing is fun. Mantrailing is really great sport. You can do it anywhere. And we do
Right.
also play with mantrailing. It's fun to involve kids in that. We do lots of hiding games and then dogs trail kids and yeah.
Right. Oh, that's so great.
And then you
So,
could do with your husband. I remember your husband was taking part in
oh
competitions. So
yes,
this is a
he
great way when you go for a walk for your husband to hide and then for Monty to find him. Well, so we play this hide and seek game often.
terrific.
It's such a good fun. And the variant on that, you can also hide a toy and then
Right.
send dog to find the toy. So again, that's another thing we do quite a lot. Go in
So
the woods, hide the toy, and then go and find it.
I have to tell you something special about Monty. So this was actually a trick that his mom, I joke and say that his mom, Monty's mom, programmed it into Monty when he was in her tummy. So she has this really cool trick where if I touch a rock and I toss the rock somewhere, he just finds the exact rock, whether it's in the river, whether it's, in the park,
Yeah.
anywhere.
Mm.
He loves to detect my odor and he'll retrieve the rock back. So he has these games that he thinks he's made up,
Hmm.
and which tell me that he really likes sense sports. So
Yeah.
maybe I probably get started with some kind of sense sport in the future as well with him.
No, absolutely. And I think the rock is a fun game, and the fact that he's it, and I always, when I look at the dog and the handle, I always try to, rather than kind of take them to the path that I love, I'm trying to see what actually makes them tick, what
Right.
kind of really inspires them. And the fact that you've got some games of that sort, it's really good to go with them and sort of help him to develop them. And then you can build on that. Absolutely. So it's really nice rather than trying to go against the grain. It's nice to actually go spot the what your dog loves and then help them to become even better at that.
Right, that's right. Actually, and you say it in a very obvious way. Like, it was not obvious to me because I was so new as a trainer. And with my previous dog, Murphy, who was just very, biddable. So I tried doing things that I thought we would enjoy, but he
Hmm.
really didn't. And I saw the after effects of that, like I
Yeah.
would see that he would disengage and
Yeah.
probably lost a little mojo because of that. And with Monty, I'm trying to be, I'm going the exact opposite route. I'm trying to teach him to tell me what he wants to do.
Mm.
Then we just see where this goes.
And I think that's actually the best way because is kind of yes, let the dog yeah, lead the way and actually follow them rather than have a preconceived idea.
Right.
Yeah. But it's interesting you mentioned the musical freestyle and etc. It's fairly flexible sport because you can adapt the movement and the music to the personality of you and your dog because all dogs are different. So you can choose. There isn't a prescribed routine, so you can create your own routine to what actually makes your heart sort of tick, what relates to you. And I think that's a nice sport because there is so much flexibility. Obedience and highly prescribed one,
Right.
but the musical freestyle, and to some degree he'll work. There is much more flexibility, and you can choose the music and yeah, the type of routine to fit you.
Right. I think, in this course of training and doing different things, I've just started to appreciate how all these little, things that might seem normal and prescribed are actually so difficult to teach. And there's a real, you know, you have to commend those teams who are doing those skills and making it look like it's trivial.
Mm,
Uh, and
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's a lot of work, as you know. I do compete in musical freestyle. It's kind of fun, but it's hard. I'm not a dancer, so for me, it's hard.
hey, I've not
But
even gotten to the point where I'm thinking about myself performing. Right now, I'm still focusing on Monty, but I
yeah,
think the next challenge will be me and Monty performing. Yeah.
but I think throughout the competition we saw a lot of two of you doing it. So it's yes, Monty was taking the lead, but you both were all of your entries were quite acting and
Okay.
had a storyline, and that was kind of actually made it really special.
Right.
Um, so I think that's actually would suit you. You're clearly a very creative person, so
Thank
uh,
you.
it's a fun thing to explore. So
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
no, it's all right. Just talking about the competition is just kind of opportunity to reflect on it a little bit. What do you feel personally? I have my own highlights.
Right.
What would be a sort of a highlight or two for you personally? What way you enjoyed most?
You know, I never thought I would be able to do a 3 minute video. It's a very simple task, but if you told me that you have to put 10 tricks together and submit a video, it would sort of give me anxiety. So just knowing that I did it for 7 rounds, and some days it really took a lot out of me because I was like, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I just kept going, and just knowing at the end of it that I'm able to do it was really a highlight. The judges were fantastic, so encouraging. Their feedback was so actionable
Hmm.
and valuable, and it gave me the momentum to go on. And it was nice to know that people are seeing the effort that I was putting in it, and they were noticing the little details that I wanted them to notice. And the other highlight was, I mean, very cliched, but I really enjoyed the community, the camaraderie over
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, I got to know a lot of people, and looking at all the videos and sort of having the shared set of struggles and our own unique interpretation of how to get over them was amazing. It was so it kept me going. So I think
Yes.
that was really nice. That was a really nice thing from the competition for me.
Yeah. For me, the kind of the spirit and the community always is a kind of really kind of things that keep us going as well. It's really important to have that sort of, yes, people compete, but there is always sort of good humor. People support each other, and there's so many interesting ideas
Right,
people share. Even when you have the same limited task, you see so many interpretations of that,
right,
and so much creativity. I feel it's such a great resource to everyone who is interested in tricks because it's kind of really invigorates, and
right.
particularly around the kind of the time while we usually tend to do it around sort of November, December, January, where there is no formal competitions around. So it's kind of, we feel it as like almost a boost to everyone,
Right, right.
and
I,
it's fun.
yeah, it's fun. There were some other really nice things about the competition as well. I love having a theme for each round. It was really nice because when you when someone asks you or me, tell me 10 tricks that your dog can do, I draw a blank usually. But
Yeah,
having
yeah.
like a theme, sort of got me thinking about it.
Mhm.
Then like you said, seeing everyone else's interpretation, it really tickles your mind. You feel
Yes,
like, oh, there
definitely.
are so many things I can do with my dog, and it was very nice. And also the fact that it's a video competition, especially for people who aspire to do more, like
Yeah,
freestyle, or where like an audience is involved. Just
yeah.
taking the audience out of the picture and focusing really on what you and your dog can do is so valuable.
No,
So I
absolutely. And for me, it was wonderful to see how much progress everyone made. It was when, if you look at the first video and if you scroll through Facebook and look at the first videos and then look at the last videos, I think every team made a huge leap. And then
right,
it's also a great, those videos that everybody filmed. Yes, it's really hard, and we know that. But it's a great thing to have as a memory sake for you as well, because if you don't have that sort of push, you wouldn't have it. But
hmm,
it's a great something to have for the future.
that's right. That's actually very valuable. Now that you bring it up, I did a lot of things with Murphy, my previous dog, and he's no more. But I don't have any video to show,
Yeah.
progress. But I will really treasure these videos with Monty.
Oh,
You know, I
absolutely. So it's yeah. And to kind of to wrap it up, I wanted to ask your kind of suggestions or thoughts to anyone who is considering to get into training, trick training, and any thoughts that you would kind of, with your hindsight, any suggestions?
well, I'd say just don't complicate it and get overwhelmed by what you think you should be doing or the fact that somebody's judging you. Just
Mhm.
think of things you want to do with your dog and have fun with them in front of camera.
Mm.
You can forget the camera also. You just have fun with your dog. Just do things around that theme. And, I really loved your organization and, how you had different levels for different skill
Mm.
levels, and I have been doing a lot of training, but I'm also pretty new to this thing, and,
Yeah.
I could do it. And, you know, it's just something that you'll feel very proud of when you're
Mm.
done it.
No, absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's interesting. You mentioned sort of you're fairly new to tricks. Could you describe sort of how you got into tricks with Monty?
Yeah, so Monty is a pandemic puppy. So I got him in the pandemic, and I think one of the things that, sort of affected him negatively was the lack of socialization that he
Yeah.
had. We were not doing a lot. And, when adolescence hit him, he showed signs of being extremely nervous. And, he was a little more shy than
Mm.
normal. um, and I was trying all sorts of different things to sort of make him feel better.
Hmm.
uh, but I think we stumbled on a few of Emily's videos, Trick
Yeah.
Spaniel, and
Yeah.
it was really inspiring because uh, her dog was also sensitive, and she was talking about how it sort of helped him bloom. So I reached out to her, and we started some trick classes with him, and he suddenly just opened up. He was
Yeah.
like, okay, there were things that would scare him, and he would start interacting with them. And, my favorite story to say is, he was really scared of, dustbins where the lid
Hmm.
flaps open.
Okay. Yeah.
Emily told me to make a trick out of it. So, we sort of built it up really slowly, and he discovered that he could press the lever and it would flap open.
Yeah.
And he thought it was ridiculously funny. So, it was it was his favorite thing to do. We had a special trash can for him, and he would just go and kick on the pedal, and he's like, "Look, mom, I did that."
Yeah.
And very soon we started combining because he likes holding things in his mouth. We taught him to drop things into the trash bin, and it would always be such a crowd pleaser. Everyone would laugh
Yes.
to do that. So he started blooming, and we started teaching him that he could make sounds, and he could push things over, he could knock things down.
Hmm.
you know, I feel like there was a shift in his mind. He became such a happy dog around those objects. We still have ways to go, but I
Yeah.
just loved seeing what it could do to him.
Mm.
So we just started watching him, and he would say, I like doing this. I like picking up rocks. I like picking up socks. I like stealing
Yeah.
bags, and we just started making tricks out of them.
Mm.
And it was a nice way for him to express himself, and it was a nice way for me to diffuse the situation and
Yeah.
have laughs with it, and everyone's happy. So
I think this is such a really good thought, as you were describing. It's such a, I think often dogs get anxious when they are not in control of the situation, not in control of sound. And the same with us, if something kind of makes something to us which we can't stop,
right,
we feel quite anxious or can get some anxious. But if we are either taking part in it or have influence, like able to switch on or able to make the sound and then make it stop, then it's totally changes our sort of view. I don't know. I'm just thinking, noise. You kind of think so. I don't know, think about the music. Some people love music, some don't. But you can think, okay, if somebody will bombard you with music that you don't like, you might kind of get quite frustrated quite quickly. But if somebody will give you opportunity to turn the music or on and off, or and also adjust the volume, that you becomes its music can become actually a fun. You will look for different stations, you will look for different music and discover actually music is fun. Music is not something I'm just giving an alter a kind of my dog decided to go into play mode. So yeah, sort of, and the same with tricks. So if dog is anxious of something, tricks is a great way of making it fun because it gives them control.
right, right,
Um, and it's lots of dogs, yeah, I find anxious dogs is particularly great with tricks because it's how they try things and they feel actually okay, I can do it,
Right.
and yeah, I'm in control, and it's not scary after all.
Exactly. That's been really, life changing for Monty and me. So I'm totally in the, camp tricks. I think everyone should try trick training with their dogs, whether or not your dog is anxious, because it just makes everything so light and funny. You just, sort of develop a language. You can tell yourself jokes, and
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
my dogs decided to play. Oh, I think it's playtime now. So anyway, it's great to meet you, and
Likewise.
it would be great. I think there is lots of things we can talk about afterwards. We've got, I think, we sort of there are a few opportunities for a joint things to do. So I
Yeah.
think I'm sure we'll be in touch, and keep an eye. There will be also a post about Alamelu and Monty on Facebook with a bit further teaser information and etc. So anyway, thank you very much.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay.